Thank you, Ronnie. Welcome to the Jacket Nation warm-up show. We're here on a Friday night this time instead of our normal Thursday night. I hope everyone had a very happy Thanksgiving and everybody's got a belly full of turkey, and we'll get ready for a little football talk tonight, and then tomorrow night the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets will be hosting the Washington County Golden Hawks in the first round of the Class AA state playoffs. Exciting time for Jeff Davis. The Yellow Jackets will be hosting a playoff game for the first time since 1997, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. But Jackets completed the regular season 2 weeks ago against East Lawrence. Jackets going 8-1 on the season. Their only loss coming to Vidalia, so they're 4-1 in region play and ended up as the number 2 seed out of Region 2AA. Last week 2 weeks ago against East Lawrence, the Jackets got off to a quick start. They built a 42-0 lead on early in the third quarter. The big play coming on the second half kickoff as C.J. Parker ran it back about 87 yards for the touchdown to make it 42-0. Also in that game, Kyan Dotson ran for 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Cade Walters threw for 2 touchdowns as the Jackets built a big lead, and Coach Lance Helton proceeded to start emptying his bench. The Falcons kept their starters in the game as they were getting their playing time in, and the final score ended up 42-21 with the Jackets victorious, and that concluded the regular season, locking up the number 2 seed in Region 2AA. Coming up tomorrow night, of course, Georgia High School Association, because of a shortage of officials, moved all the 2A and Class 4A playoff games to Saturday, so that's why we're playing tomorrow night, as this game was originally scheduled to be played tonight, but Georgia High School needing to move officials around, so they shifted some games. All Class 2A games will be played tomorrow night. Also in Region 2AA, Bleckley County, the number 4 seed out of Region 3AA, will be traveling to Vidalia, our number 1 seed. Toombs County, the 3 seed out of our region, goes to Northeast Macon, which is the number 2 seed out of Region 3AA. And then Swainsboro, the 4 seed, travels to Dodge County, take on the Indians over in Eastman. And Dodge County ended up region champions in Region 3AA. I know Vidalia and Bleckley kick off at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I believe Toombs and Swainsboro both kick off at 6 o'clock, same as the Yellow Jackets. We'll be kicking off at 6 o'clock. Make a note of that early kickoff time, 6 o'clock tomorrow night in the Pinelands, as the Washington County Golden Hawks come in there, coached by Joel Ingram. He's in his 15th year at the Washington County school there. He is has a overall record. He's all 15 years as a head coach has been at Washington County. His overall record is 126 wins, 52 losses, and 1 tie, as he leads the Golden Hawks into the playoffs. They're a fixture in the Class AA playoff scene, so it'll be a big challenge for the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets coming into tomorrow night here in the Pinelands. Jeff Davis comes in ranked number 10 in the Maxwell ratings. Washington County, who was ranked earlier in the season in the Georgia Public Broadcasting poll as well as the Journal-Constitution poll, currently is unranked. On looking at the numbers for this game, the two teams very evenly matched in terms of points per game. The Yellow Jackets average scoring 29.8 points per game. Washington County 30.2 points per game. Defensively, the Jackets allow 15.9 points per game. The Golden Hawks allow 16.9 points per game. Let's give you a rundown of some of the season stats for the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets. An excellent season at finishing up at 8-1 overall, a first 8-win season, I believe, since that same 1997 team. Overall on the season, Jeff Davis rushed for almost 3,000 yards, 2,919 yards, passing for 594 yards, a total of 3,413 yards in total offense. Jackets averaged about 8.7 yards per carry. Leading rushers for the Yellow Jackets on the season, Hias Allen led the way with 854 yards and 8 touchdowns. Austin Wood, 610 yards, also 8 touchdowns. Kyan Dotson came on with 341 yards and 2 touchdowns. Passing, Cade Walters passed for 494 yards on the year, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Receiving, you had C.J. Parker leading the way with 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michael Dotson chipped in with 73 yards in receptions for 2 touchdowns. Also on the defense now, freshman Carter Mullis led the way with 56 tackles on the year. The Woods boys, the cousins, Austin Wood and James Wood next. Austin with 36, James with 32 tackles on the year. Then you come in with Landon Robertson with 27, also Willie Skipper with 27. Defensive backfield interceptions, C.J. Parker led the way with 3 interceptions. We had 4 players tied with 2 each, as I think we had 14 interceptions on the season, which led Class AA. In sacks, Andrew Aycock led the way with 2 sacks. 4 players were tied with 1 sack apiece. The Jacket defense really solid overall on the season. So a big matchup tomorrow night here in the Pinelands at Washington County Golden Hawks. Of course, Coach Lance Helton, a Washington County alum, played for the Golden Hawks, was an all-state selection for a couple of years again for the Golden Hawks. And so it'll be an interesting matchup, a lot to talk about as far as that goes as Washington County comes in tomorrow night. Again, want to remind everyone, an early kickoff. Be 6 o'clock kickoff. Be tailgating before the game over at the track across the street from the stadium. So come out, make your plans to come out early. You got all day Saturday to prepare for it. Come out and tailgate. Let's have a big crowd tailgating tomorrow night at the Pinelands and get ready for the 6 o'clock kickoff. We'll go on the air at WHJD, the Sting, at 5:30 tomorrow night with a 6 o'clock kickoff. Need everyone to come out. Need a big home crowd to cheer the Yellow Jackets on, hopefully to a playoff victory and into the second round of the state playoffs. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, get some words from our sponsors. You're listening to the Jacket Nation warm-up show here on 105.9 The Sting.
Cares about your health and your family. Visit them for all your prescriptions and over-counter drug needs. While there, choose from their large selection of scrubs, gift items, and they even have a health food store that offers gluten-free foods. You can use their convenient drive-up window or go inside. Abundant Life Pharmacy, located at 117 North Main Street in Baxley, across from McDonald's in Baxley, or call 912-367-8404. Go Jackets!
Your financial matters are your business, and your business only. We keep it that way. At the Bank of Hazelhurst, we have a tradition of confidentiality. Bank of Hazelhurst, member FDIC.
Did you think you may need to call Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County? ENTCC provides a full range of ear, nose, and throat services for patients of all ages, including treatment of sinus disorders with endoscopy surgery, the treatment of sleep apnea and snoring, and allergy testing and treatment. If you'd like more information on any of their services, please ask any member of their team. 912-384-2200. 2 convenient locations, one in Tipton and one in Douglas. Let the providers at Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County help you feel better.
Hi, I'm Jason Wilcox, Director of Behavioral Health at Jeff Davis Hospital. When it comes to mental health issues, you want personal care and devoted attention for your loved one. Jeff Davis Hospital has a new state-of-the-art behavioral health unit with all private rooms. Dementia, depression, bipolar disorders, anxiety disorders, and schizophrenia are a few of the conditions we treat in our behavioral health unit at Jeff Davis Hospital. Now you have a center of excellence close to home. Allow our excellent staff to assist your loved one on the road to recovery.
And now we take you back to live to the Jeff Davis High School with Jim Sewell on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show.
We're back here. We're back here at Jeff Davis High School, where we are the day after Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a very happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday as we're getting set for playoff football tomorrow night in the Pinelands. The Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets taking on the Washington County Golden Hawks. Jackets at 8-1 overall in the season, 4-1 in region play. The Golden Hawks coming in at 6-4 overall. They are 4-2 and finished as the number 3 seed out of Region 3AA. The Washington County a fixture in the playoffs, so we need a big crowd on hand tomorrow night. Note the early kickoff time of 6 p.m. We'll be on the air at 5:30 with the pregame show, but be sure you're here. Come out and tailgate beforehand and join us for the kickoff at 6 o'clock tomorrow here in the Pinelands. Join me now is the trainer for the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets, Jeff Weems. Jeff, welcome to the warm-up show.
Yeah, good to be here.
All right. You've been around the program for a while. I think you had an earlier stint that was around 5 years, you told me, and then you came back when Coach Helton joined, so another 4-year stint here. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about what your role is as far as being the trainer for the program.
Right. Yeah. So as a certified athletic trainer, we're an allied healthcare professional.
My bad.
Okay. Very good.
Now let's start over, Jeff. Yeah. I get you turned on.
All right. As the certified athletic trainer for Jeff Davis County Schools, trained allied healthcare professional, have a degree in athletic training from the University of West Alabama. I did my graduate work at Auburn University, where I was
War Eagle.
Exactly, War Eagle. I about got kicked out of my family going to Auburn, though. Was born and bred on Bear Bryant, and but was fortunate enough to spend 3 years on the gridiron as a graduate assistant there working football at Auburn. It seems like a lifetime ago, but I guess it wasn't that long ago. But so my role, though, is to evaluate injuries as they occur and to help manage those so that our coaches, can know who's available, who's not, can be a liaison between them and the parents and help to really kind of call out some things that maybe don't necessarily have to go be seen by a physician, or to really evaluate something and say, hey, look, this may seem like something minor, but it's really something that we need to get further evaluation with. And so, evaluating injuries, trying to, keep everybody as safe as possible, and then also helping their rehab to get them back on the field as quickly as possible, but most importantly, as safely as possible.
And I understand you're affiliated with Optum Orthopedics, is that correct?
Right. So I'm an employee of the school system, but we have a working agreement with Optum Orthopedics, and then also Dr. Spivey's clinic there in Vidalia, which is Mark and Casey Spivey that run that. And so that's where we refer our athletes. They've been affiliated with Jeff Davis for many, many years and do phenomenal work. So feel very good, about utilizing Dr. Spivey, and then more broadly Optum. And the benefit there is that we have access to all kinds of specialties, whether it's orthopedics or spine, and different types of physicians are all kind of in that one network. And so by having that access point with Dr. Spivey's clinic in Vidalia, then we have that. But another key piece to the puzzle, and really for me, on the ground day to day, is Dr. Kirk and what he does for our program and really for me. And I tell people all the time, what he brings to the table and what we're able to provide for our athletes at Jeff Davis is really almost identical to what I was exposed to and what we were able to provide when I was at Auburn University, where we had a team physician on staff. And so with Dr. Kirk, he's just a text away. If something happens, I can text him and say, hey, I need you to call in, or, this is what's going on. We probably need an x-ray. And he's like, yep. And so we can really accelerate the process and give more concrete answers as to what's going on and what the plan's going to be. And so really without Dr. Kirk, we would still be doing a fantastic job, but he really just takes it over the top.
He is a tremendous asset to this program. I know that you're more related, more focused on the injuries and those type things, but this has been a challenging season, probably like none other, with the COVID situation and trying to maintain protocols and keep everything sterilized and protect the kids. I've been really impressed with the way our program has embraced these challenges and has really, knock on wood, managed to persevere through this season and these challenges and still have a successful season.
Yeah, no, that has certainly made it much more challenging with all the guidelines in place. But I certainly credit our coaches. You got, with everything, you have one or two options. You can either lay in bellyache and say, woe is me, or you can say, this is what it is and let's find a way to win. And so our coaches have taken the latter approach, and they embraced it from day one. They were very active, and I credit Coach Helton and all our other head coaches as well, of putting in place the protocols that are required and really kind of going through that process. Certainly I credit our players and our families for taking the necessary precautions. Thankfully, though, as we're going through this pandemic and this crisis, we're learning more and more, and we're seeing that yes, it's a real thing. Yes, there have been lots of people who have lost their lives, due to this virus. But we also now have the information to know, that who's at risk, which is typically that older age bracket that have comorbidities, and the younger group, the high school age student, the elementary, the college age kids, they're much less susceptible to hospitalizations and obviously fatalities or deaths. So that doesn't mean that we take it more lightly, but it's a good thing that we're just learning more and more. And so and so as we go through the process, everything's working smoothly. But again, kind of back to Dr. Kirk. I mean, he runs our sideline crew.
Right.
And has for a number of years. He was already, involved before I got here 4 years ago. And, again, it's just a godsend for me. But, from having disposable towels that we have got, the ball boys and all running, to the water bottles, to, so it takes a whole team approach, just like in the game of football. We can have a center and hike it to one guy back there and say, go score touchdowns. But if you don't have the other guys blocking for him, he's going to get drilled. So it's a team approach from our coaches, from me, from Dr. Kirk, and our players and families to really make this thing work.
Okay. Well, hang with us just a minute. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, get some words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with more on the Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket Warm-Up Show.
A dream vacation? Need a new car? Rainy day fun, baby on the way. What are you saving for? Simply grow your savings worry-free at Altamaha Bank and Trust. With our Savings Made Simple tool, your debit card purchases are rounded to the nearest dollar and transferred daily from your checking account to your savings account. It's really that simple. You save when you spend. Savings Made Simple is just one of the free services we offer to our customers. Give us a call or come by any of our locations and we'll get you enrolled. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Attorney Bruce Edwards is a leader in workers' compensation law. For a decade, his workers' compensation settlements have been 8 times the average workers' compensation settlement in Georgia. That's 8 times the average injured workers usually receive. If you live in South Georgia and you've been seriously injured on the job, call 912-384-5700 for a free consultation. That's 912-384-5700. Or do your own research at bruceedwardslaw.com.
H&H Home Supply, Cromartie Street in Hazelhurst invites you to stop in soon. Take advantage of great deals all over the store. They have Bayou Classic fish fryers and the all-new Blackstone griddles to keep you cooking outdoors. Also, you have to see one of the largest selections of case knives in Southeast Georgia. H&H carries lumber and building material, as well as Valspar paint and cabot stain. They appreciate your business. H&H Home Supply, Cromartie Street in Hazelhurst.
Ready to dig into your to-do list? Here at Lassiter Tractor Company, we have big tractors with even bigger value. Right now, we are offering up to $2,700 off all John Deere 3E Series tractors. With user-friendly controls and plenty of strength and versatility, you'll be ready for any job on your land. Go to www.lassitereq.com or come visit us at any of our 7 locations throughout South Georgia. You don't want to miss out. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends October 30th, 2020.
And now we take you back to the voice of the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets, Jim Sewell.
We're back here on the Jacket Nation warm-up show here on a Friday night, getting ready for a Saturday night of high school football. The Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets taking on the Washington County Golden Hawks in the first round of the state AA playoffs. 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. Make a note of the early time, 6 o'clock. Make your plans to be there. Need a big crowd to be in the Pinelands. I'm here again with Jeff Weems, trainer for the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets. Jeff, early on, even preseason and then early in the season, 2 key players for the Jackets go down to basically season-ending injuries with Trey Chandler, a knee injury, and then Connor Ray breaking his leg in that first game. I'm assuming you've been involved in their rehab, and kind of give us an update, if you can, about how these 2 guys are rehabbed and are coming forward.
Yeah, so obviously 2 very tremendous losses, for our team. So Trey tore his ACL before the season started, as far as playing games. So he did have, reconstructive knee surgery, have been doing his rehab. He's doing extremely well. He's at the stage now where we're starting to do some of the functional rehab. We've kind of gotten through, the more tedious, boring, not fun part of the rehab. But now he's starting to jog and do those things and get back in the weight room, and we're starting to build him back up. So, again, he's doing extremely well. He should have a full recovery and be ready, again for next football season. Connor,
that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, he broke his leg, but more than breaking his leg, he broke all of our hearts with that injury. And he didn't break our hearts, but the incident broke our hearts. He absolutely battled his rear end off to win that job. I vividly remember, this will be something that sticks with me the rest of my life. We were having a scrimmage game prior to our first week, just an inter squad, and he had a run from about the 25-yard line going in, where he was running the option and he stuck it up in there, and a guy came to tackle him, and he spun off that guy and ran through another guy on the way to the goal line, and our whole sideline is over there, screaming, "That's my quarterback, that's my quarterback." He won the team with that run, and to see him, go down in the first game, late in the game on a busted play, what turned out to be a fractured fibula, that he had to have surgery and a plate and screws. But to his credit, he has the heart of a champion, and he has worked as hard as anybody I've ever seen work to get back. He's now back at a point where he's in the discussion to start to get playing time again, and then that comes down to coaching decisions as to what's best for the team. So from a medical standpoint, he's right there at it and doing well, and certainly would be capable of leading this team if that's what if that ends up being what needs to be done.
Overall, other than we know coming through a high school season, everybody's got bumps and bruises by the time they get to this point. Fortunately, I guess for us, we've had a a week off because we had a couple of key players that had did not be able to play that game against East Lawrence. So with that extra week in there to kind of heal up, how are we looking health-wise going into tomorrow night?
Yeah, so, I mean, you're exactly right. At this point in the season, there's not a team that's still in this thing that doesn't have somebody, banged up and not feeling at their best. I feel like that we're in a really good spot. We're coming in as healthy as we can be. Are we perfect? No, but we're certainly at a point where nobody is limited in any way, and I certainly don't have any reservations in my mind that kind of waiting on bated breath with on a particular snap. You know what I mean? This is football. You're going to have to play through a little bit here and there. So I mean, we're coming in full tilt, and hopefully we'll make it through this game, and with no injuries, and continue our march.
Okay. Well, Jeff, thank you for coming and joining us here on the Jacket Nation warm-up show. We appreciate that perspective from a different angle than what we normally hear. We thank you, and thank you for all the great work you do for our young student athletes. We're going to take a 2-minute time out and get some words from our sponsors here on 105.9 The Sting.
Baby and me. Making baby beautiful is their specialty, with gorgeous gift selections from Mud Pie, Three Sisters, Banana Split, Millie J, Properly Tired, Angel Deer, and so many others. Baby and Me is the perfect place for your baby registry. Visit the shopping destination Baby and Me Boutique, located at 1045 West Harper Street in Baxley, and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Douglas Metal and Steel is now offering painted metal for just $1.69 per foot. You heard it right, painted metal $1.69 per foot. But there's more. Galvalume is only $1.29 per foot. Douglas Metal and Steel is your metal and steel specialist. It's in their name. And they're offering Galvalume for $1.29 per foot and painted metal for $1.69 per foot right now. Stop by Douglas Metal and Steel for your free quote. 2141 Broxton Road in Douglas, or call them at 912-393-1816. Douglas Metal and Steel, your metal and steel specialists. Hazelhurst Auto Parts is your one-stop for all of your truck and tractor parts. They also specialize in hydraulic hoses, adapter fitting, air conditioner hoses, and all other auto repair parts. Come by and see the local and friendly staff at Hazelhurst Auto Parts, located at 10 Southeast Railroad Street in Hazelhurst, your local Napa store. Hazelhurst Auto Parts says go Jacket.
Hazelhurst Auto Parts would like to spotlight seniors number 67, Andrew Acock, and number 18, James Wood.
Lumber City Drugs are proud to support Jeff Davis Yellow Jacket football. They also take pride in offering impeccable customer service. Their very knowledgeable staff values themselves on getting your prescription filled accurately and as quickly as possible. Lumber City Drugs offers free delivery to all of Jeff Davis County and the surrounding areas. They are also offering flu shots. Go ahead and get yours early. Also, check out their great gift selections, jewelry, and t-shirts. From Lumber City Drugs, good luck on a winning season. Go Jacket.
And now we take you back to Jim Sewell for more of the Jacket Nation warm-up show.
We're here on a Friday night. I hope everyone had a happy and safe Thanksgiving. We're in the Jacket Nation warm-up show. We're getting ready for a big Saturday night of high school football instead of a Friday night. First round of the Class AA playoffs. Jeff Davis hosting the Washington County Golden Hawks in the first round of the Class AA playoffs. Jackets look coming in as the number 2 seed out of Region 2AA. The Golden Hawks are the number 3 seed out of Region 3AA. A big matchup coming up tomorrow night. They'll be tailgating in the at the track prior to the game, and of course all the thrill and excitement of playoff football coming up. Please remember the early kickoff time of 6 o'clock. Don't want you showing up at 7:30 and you've missed all the excitement. The Jackets building up a huge lead in this first round here. We hope anyway. But joining me now, Scotty Graham, president of the Jeff Davis Touchdown Club. Scotty, thank you for coming and joining us tonight.
I appreciate the opportunity, Jim. Thank you.
It's been a very successful season for the Yellow Jackets. And of course, the team and the coaches can't do what they do without the support of the parents and the fans and so forth through the work of the Touchdown Club. Kind of just give us an overview what the Touchdown Club, what they do, how they contribute, and the things that they're involved in?
Well, Jim, I tell you, first of all, with the year that we've had, with the COVID-19, of course, we were all, at the beginning of the year, we were all wondering, are we going to be able to do this? Are we going to be able to raise the money and keep the things going like Coach Helton likes them to go here with the nutrition program and feeding the kids weekly, almost every night. So, but Jeff Davis, as usual, stepped up. We hadn't fell short. Everybody has, all the local businesses and parents and just community members have stepped up, and we hadn't missed a beat on fundraising. We've had some very good fundraisers. We're staying where we need to be financially. There's a lot of work goes into fundraisers, and there's a lot of work that goes into helping feed the kids, during the weeks, during game weeks, and we got some good quality members in that Touchdown Club that, when during meetings we ask for volunteers, it's 2 seconds and there's several hands up, and we don't ever have to call and beg anybody for anything. Everybody steps up and does what they need to do. So we've been very successful with that this year.
This coaching staff, Coach Helton and this staff, you talked about feeding the kids and how they have embraced the importance of nutrition, making sure the kids get not only fed but get properly fed to rebuild. They go hard through practices, during the week, and they've got to refuel that tank to get ready to go on Friday night.
Yes, they do, and they do get plenty of it. My wife is very active in the Touchdown Club, and that's on Sundays she usually she's almost like a coach's wife. She sits and makes up her list of what she's going to do each and every day, and most days I get home from work and she's not there. She's at the field house preparing food with the coaches' wives and other members of the Touchdown Club. So, but like we said, they get fed every night. They get what Coach Helton wants them to get, and some of them may not like the taste of some of it, but they're getting fed, so that's a good thing.
A lot of people don't realize that the most of the things that go into a football program, the uniforms, the equipment, dressing those players out, which is not cheap by any means, that doesn't come out of the school funds. That's money raised by the Touchdown Club.
Yep, that's exactly right. And so at the beginning of the year, especially like I said earlier this year with COVID, like it was, we had a little pressure on us to make sure that we were able to raise that kind of money. And fortunately, we've been able to. The community's been great as usual. So, like I said earlier, we're staying on board with it.
That is one thing that has been really a tradition here in Jeff Davis County over the years. Even it's easy to jump on the bandwagon when you're winning. It's tough for to stay faithful and stay supporting the program during the tough years. But even during the some of the tougher years, the business community and the fans here in Jeff Davis have stayed in support of this program, and it just shows the commitment this town, this community has to our young people.
Well, that's right. You look back at we had some down years. We all know that. And even through those down years, you come to the Pinelands on Friday night, and you still had a packed crowd. And I can't think of anywhere else, at least teams that we've played over the years, that can say that. We've been to some places this year and last year that teams had winning records and were definitely playoff bound, and their home bleachers were half full. And that was I couldn't understand that, but that's one thing we've never had to worry about here. We've got support, both financially and on Friday nights. When it comes to game night, the stands will be packed for sure.
The Touchdown Club has really kind of, like you said, with the COVID, some of the normal things that you do for fundraisers, you kind of had to regroup and go different directions. I know the Legends Gala that they're doing in the spring has always been a big event. It's a big event for the community, but it's also a big fundraiser.
Yep.
And with COVID, that was put to the side. So y'all really had to scramble to replace that lost revenue from somewhere.
Yep, it was a little bit of a task. That we did. We normally pair the gala with the golf tournament each year, but we were able to have the golf tournament and it was a big success. Had great support there, great business support from sponsoring holes, and great participation from not only Jeff Davis County citizens, but others as well. And then we had a different type fundraiser. It was an online fundraiser that a third party came in and helped us with, and it was extremely beneficial to us to do it that way. It did take away from some of the effort, that it takes from us to raise the funds, but it was a successful fundraiser, and that kind of kept us on track, actually.
Tomorrow night, hosting a playoff game for the first time since 1997. How big has that been to this community?
It's huge to this community, and Jim, you and I have been around this program for longer than that, and so we know what it is,
right.
And you'd be surprised at the people that know what it is and what it means. When Coach Helton got here, everybody was saying, hey, we hadn't made the playoffs in X amount of years, let's make the playoffs, and sure enough, the first year we did, and we've made them 2 out of 3. And the year we didn't, we were 7-3.
Right.
So here we are in year 4, and we're hosting the playoff game. So it means the world to me personally. I can tell you that, because I've been around this program for a long time. Everybody knows that my brother was the coach here. During his tenure, we never hosted a game. We did make the playoffs, but we never hosted a game. So since the legendary Tom Hibble, for some reason these coaches with the last name starts with a H. They host home games, and that's what we want. So we're good to go, and we're ready to go for tomorrow night.
Going to be a big time, big atmosphere. Anytime you got a playoff game, it's huge. Tailgating tomorrow night. They're going to get that rolling. Around 5 o'clock or so?
Yeah, we're actually going to set up the Touchdown Club tent about 4, maybe a little bit before. I'll set it up whenever my wife tells me to.
There you go.
So it may be 3. But we'll, I invite everybody to come out and set up a tent. There's been several this year. I know with the COVID stuff, many people hadn't been doing it this year, but I encourage people to come out and do that. It makes the boys feel good whenever they hear that noise and see the folks over there and know that support's out there. So I encourage everybody to come out and do that and join us for that as well. If you don't want to set up a tent, please come out and join us at the Touchdown Club tent. We'll have food, drinks, and some little games for the kids to play and stuff like that. So the bigger the crowd, the better.
Great. Need a huge crowd tomorrow night in the stands.
We do.
We've had great crowds this year.
We have. We've had very good crowds. And with all the things going on, with the pandemic and all the different rules and regulations we have now, the protocols we have to follow, everybody's been very good about that. And the crowds, it hadn't kept anybody away from the game. And tomorrow night is something that, like you said earlier, we haven't experienced this since 1997, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere. The more people we have, the louder these people are, the better it's going to be.
All right. Well, Scotty, thank you for coming by and talking with us tonight, and best of luck with the Touchdown Club. And let's get ready to get loud tomorrow night in the finals.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Let's take a 2-minute timeout here on WHJD The Sting.
McCarty Auto Parts strive for 100% customer satisfaction. If they do not have the automobile part that you need in stock, they have the sources to find the parts you need. They have a wide range of foreign and domestic inventory. Give their sales team a call today for the parts you need. 912-375-2675 or online at McCartyAuto.com. And be sure to follow them on Facebook.
Southern Eye Care has been your trusted eye care specialist in Hazelhurst since 1995. You can count on their expertise in treating all types of vision problems to help you see your best. From glasses to contact lenses, from surgical vision correction to treatment of eye disease and injury, their team is here to help take care of your eyes. Call to schedule your appointment today, 912-375-2516, and online at SouthernEyeCarePC.com. Go Jackets! If you are a Class A CDL holder with 2 years of experience, come on out and apply with Williams Brothers Trucking. WBT cares about the safety of their employees and would love to have you as a part of our family. WBT offers great benefits like competitive pay, 401k, health care, and hauls that will get you home every day. We look forward to working better together with you. Williams Brothers Trucking in Hazelhurst.
Abundant Life Pharmacy in Baxley cares about your health and your family. Visit them for all your prescriptions and over-counter drug needs. While there, choose from their large selection of scrubs, gift items, and they even have a health food store that offers gluten-free foods. You can use their convenient drive-up window or go inside. Abundant Life Pharmacy, located at 117 North Main Street in Baxley, across from McDonald's in Baxley, or call 912-367-8404. Go Jackets!
This is WHJD in Hazelhurst. The time now is 10 minutes past the 7 o'clock hour. You're listening to the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show with Jim Sewell.
Back here on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show here on a Friday night. This time we're going to be Saturday night football in the Pinelands tomorrow night, 6 o'clock kickoff. Be sure you note that early kickoff time tomorrow night. Jeff Davis taking on the Washington County Golden Hawks out of Sandersville, Georgia. The Jackets hosting on the first round of the Class AA playoffs, first time since 1997. So we need a huge crowd out tomorrow night. Come on out. We're going to start tailgating tomorrow, an hour or so before the game. Come out and join in the festivities for tailgating. Let's have a big crowd there to get this thing kicked off. And then let's pack out the Pinelands.
Sure.
And let's be loud and proud for our Yellow Jackets tomorrow night as they take on a very, very tough Washington County Golden Hawk football team. Coach Lance Helton joins us now. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great season, 8-1. You know, been a long time since there's been an 8-win season here at Jeff Davis, and you know, one loss regular season, basically 2 bad quarters of football. But you know, just congratulations on a great year.
Well, thank you, Jim. You know, it's been a whirlwind. You know, the 4 years we've been here. You know, I try to every year when the playoffs come about to sit down and to reflect and to take time. And I keep a notebook and just some things of where I feel like we should be at when it comes to being on schedule and the progression of our program. And, you know, this is where you want to be after a few years of being at a place and in a program. And it is it is just remarkable, the belief of our assistant coaches, our kids, and this community. I just, you know, I wanted to take a little bit of time and thank those guys. This could not get done without our assistant coaching staff. I truly believe that they're second to none. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. You know, I get way too much credit for this thing, way too much. I'm glad to be a part of this thing with this group of men, and proud of our kids. You know, this senior class, very, very special to me. The 13 of them have been with us a long time, and they, when you go back to when they were puppies, and you go back to their freshman year, and we all kind of came into this thing together, and just to watch their growth and maturity into young men and to Yellow Jackets, and to do something now that I believe they can put that mark on their chest for a long time and wear it with pride, wear that badge of honor, that you know what, we did this. I'm just so proud of them, man. Those guys have hung around for a long time. Boy, they're tough. They've been through it now, but I'm just really proud of them, and I'm proud for this community. I got a really cool message today from somebody, and it talked about, I'm not going to say who it was or anything like that, but it talked about they can remember the last time that Jeff Davis played a home playoff game, and they were 10 years old in 1997, and they can remember standing there with their dad watching that playoff football game. And that's what this thing is about. And it as you know, it's been full circle for me, because I can remember being there in that 1997 range, watching Washington County play in the playoffs, and watching Terrence Edwards and all those guys play. So it has been a emotional few weeks, but you know what? This thing ain't about me or anybody else. It's about these kids and this community. I'm just proud to help be a part of something that can facilitate these memories for them.
You know, I know the feelings. I was not broadcasting at the time. I had a son playing on the team. He was on that 97 team. He was a junior that year. My broadcast partner, Chris Davis, was a senior on that team. So,
wow.
I remember that playoff game, and then I remember the travel to Brooks County the following week where we got our hearts broken there. We great football team,
sure.
and fought them to the bitter end. But a really, a lot of memories keep coming back, and there's probably hundreds of guys here around town that can tell you the
sure.
Same type story. So it's great to be back in that position now. This has been a season unlike any other in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we know the challenges that everybody's faced with the COVID situation, and then just specifically here, you lose who was potentially your starting fullback to a preseason knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
You lose our starting quarterback in the first game to a fractured leg. And the way this team rallied and has persevered and overcome, we've had different key players who have gone down, for short periods of time, and the next guy up just kind of
sure.
stepped up and filled the gap. And that's what playoff caliber teams do.
Well, tough times don't last. Tough people do. And I was talking to our team tonight, and especially our puppies, our young guys. And, the thing about this game, Jim, is it just, this is the way it is. Mm-hmm. Everybody on a team at some point, their number gets called. What makes football so special and so different than other things is the roster is so big. Mm-hmm. Just that the way that number gets called or the timing for that just differs person to person, and what we always have to do is make sure that we are prepared when our number is called. And our kids have done that, I feel, for the most part. All year they have stepped up, and here's what they've done. I think that they have not taken themselves too seriously, because at the end of the day, when your number's called, it's not about what is on the back of your jersey. It's about what's on the front of it. Mm-hmm. And if we can represent that Jeff Davis well on the front of our jersey, we're doing our job. And our kids and our team have really done that to the best of their ability. It has been about the Navy and gold this year. And, man, I'm just really, once again, I'm proud to be a part of that, because that's what makes high school football so special. That's what I fell in love with as a young man, a long time ago. And when you do it right, man, it's a really special thing.
I know it's got to be some, I don't want to say mixed emotions, but it's got to be something special for you, having been a Golden Hawk, playing in that program, now facing that program as a head coach. What, kind of explain to us what that means to you as a coach, going against your alma mater.
Well, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole. All right. It's very special. I'm looking across there, and I'm looking at some of these names, and Malik Walker, mm-hmm. just such a tremendous player. But you go look at Justin Brett, whose daddy was probably one of my bigger idols growing up. He was just a tremendous player, played at Florida State from Washington County. There's another O-lineman, Canty, that plays for them, that I graduated high school with his aunt. Mm-hmm. Braswell played football with his daddy when we were in high school together. And it goes back and a couple things, right? Here, a couple things. Coach Ingram, the head coach there, along with Brad Wallace, along with Coach Ronald Bonner, along with Coach Marlo East, along with Coach Seth Watts. A lot of these guys I have a relationship with, and I'm a coach because of some of them. Mm-hmm. Seth Watts, who's their O-line coach, is like my big brother. I mean, he started ahead of me. He was older than I was, and I kind of replaced him when he graduated. And our relationship goes back, 20 years now. And Brad Wallace, Ronald Bonner, all of those guys that helped mold me. And showed me the way and showed me how assistant coaches should treat players in the relationship aspect, and then playing for Coach Ingram. You know, for me, my number one priority is to give these young people here in Jeff Davis County, I want them to feel about this place, and when they see this logo, when they see this stadium, I want them to feel about this place like I feel about Washington County. That's very important to me, and I still know how strongly I feel about that place, and just how thankful I am that I am a Golden Hawk and was a Golden Hawk. Okay, and my prayer every morning, and what I hope as I go throughout my day here, is that I'm giving these kids that sort of pride where they can be proud of this place just as I am of Washington County. You know, the difference, here's the difference. Okay, this is my relationship with that place, and I'm different because I'm not one of the great players at Washington County. Washington County made me. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful for that, and I hope every day that myself and our adults are facilitating that where our kids can get the same thing. Tomorrow night will be a special moment, but it's not about me, or it's not about our adults, or it's not about, you know, the ties of the community. It's strictly about this place. It's about Jeff Davis County. It's about giving these kids something that they can carry with them for the rest of their life, because, you know, for the first time since '97, Jim, they are the ones that got this done. Our fans, man, who started this thing 4 years ago, who man, they've learned the words to Wagon Wheel. They can sing it by heart now. You know, it's for them. It's for the pride of this place and this community. And I hope that the one thing that those people that mean so much to me, that they can see tomorrow night, is that we have tried our best to replicate that sort of pride into this place, and I think that we've done a fine job of that. I'm excited for our kids tomorrow. I'm excited for our people. Like you said, Chris Davis. Chris Davis was on the last football team that played in this stadium as a home playoff team.
That's right.
You know, and it goes way farther, and I hope that memory is rekindled tomorrow. But here's my charge: don't allow that to be good enough. Keep fighting with these kids. Keep pushing, and it's about our program as a whole here. Where are we going to be in the next 4 years? And you know, been a lot of time during this COVID era, and especially this first round of the playoffs being over Thanksgiving week, been a lot of time for reflection. And man, I tell you, here's what I've reflected over the most. How thankful I am for my coaches, how thankful I am for our administration, and how thankful I am for people like yourself, Jim, and this community, that they get behind these kids and give them what they deserve. Because there's not a harder working group of 55 young men in the state of Georgia. And man, I'm just tickled to be a part of this thing.
Going into tomorrow night, we had probably a much-needed off week ahead of this. Anytime you go through a regular season, everybody gets bumps and bruises and banged up, and you play, you know, tough physical teams like Vidalia and Toombs and Swainsboro and Bacon County and you know, even in East Lawrence. You know, this region plays physical football from first, and then we play teams like Lincoln County and Brantley County is a tough physical football team. You know, you get to this point of the year where everybody's saying, well, this is a great team, but everybody's got to deal with those bumps, those bruises, those little nagging things that occurred over the year. How are we looking health-wise as we head into this game tomorrow night?
You know, I'm not sure that healthy is even an answer at this point in the year. I think that everybody deals with it, and it comes down to this. At the end of the day, who's the toughest? Who can strap those cleats on? Who can find a way and push it aside for 48 minutes? So I think we've done a good job of that. I'm excited to see us do that tomorrow. It's been 2 weeks since we've played football, so I think our kids are giddy. I think they're ready to go. I hope our community's ready to come out and support tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Washington County brings a tremendous challenge in here. Malik Walker, you mentioned his name, leading the state in rushing. But then, other side of the ball, it's, Jeff Davis, I believe you told me, leads Class AA as a team in rushing. So, it's going to be just a old slobber knocker type football game.
Absolutely. It's going to be one of them old school ones, and excited to be a part of this thing, man.
A single wing versus a wing T, man, that's 60 stuff.
That's it, a lot of wing.
A lot of wing. But the guy Walker is just a tremendous talent. I watched some film on him, and he's their key. Absolutely,
he's a good football player, and they do a great job schematically of making sure he gets the right seams. So it's going to be a mighty task tomorrow night.
I assume on defense, it's got to be. Everybody's got to play their assignment because he comes at you from all kind of different angles.
Absolutely.
Offensively, I looked at them on defense. They look very sound, very quick, very fundamental.
They are. They're a football team that rallies around, flies to the football, wants to create havoc and turnovers. And we've got to do just a great job of formationally and schematically giving ourselves a chance at the 4-yard football play.
Tomorrow night, it's going to be for one team or the other, it's going to be their final football game. We hope it's not us, but that's that finality that comes with playoff football. Unfortunately, there's only one team at the end of the year that celebrates.
Sure.
But the fact that you're one of the 32 and one of 16 that are hosting this classification, that's what makes this thing so special.
Well, high school football, especially in small towns like this, is the most sacred there is. And, once again, we're just blessed and excited to bring that home atmosphere back to Jeff Davis County this season.
We've had tremendous crowds all year long. I'm thinking back to that long road trip up to Lincoln County. Start the year, what a tremendous number of people made that long road trip.
Absolutely, Jim. This has been just a season for the ages, following our crowds and with everything they've battled. And, man, I'm just, once again, proud to be a part of this thing. And my charge is to say, hope everybody comes out tomorrow night to just cheer these Jackets on.
Need a huge crowd, don't we?
That's it, baby.
Biggest one of the year is what we need.
Come on.
And fortunately, a lot of folks around the area are going to be playing tonight, so we invite them to come over and join us here. Of course, you got to cheer for the Jackets if you come in.
That's it, baby.
And some of the other teams in AA are going to be playing earlier in the day, so we expect get here early because we're expecting a packed house.
That's it, man. Let's come on out, cheer these guys on. When you're wearing Navy, you're as good as gold.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Jackets.
Let's go get them. That's Coach Lance Helton here on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. Get some words from our sponsors.
All right, big dog.
Your financial matters are your business, and your business only. We keep it that way. At the Bank of Hazelhurst, we have a tradition of confidentiality. Bank of Hazelhurst, member FDIC.
You may need to call Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County. ENTCC provides a full range of ear, nose, and throat services for patients of all ages, including treatment of sinus disorders with endoscopy surgery, the treatment of sleep apnea and snoring, and allergy testing and treatment. If you'd like more information on any of their services, please ask any member of their team. 912-384-2200. 2 convenient locations, one in Tipton and one in Douglas. Let the providers at Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic of Coffee County help you feel better.
And now for final comments, here's Jim Sewell.
Back here on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show as we're getting set for a big Saturday night of high school football. The Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets taking on the Washington County Golden Hawks here in the Pinelands. It'll be a kickoff of 6 o'clock. Make your plans to come out and be sure you recognize the early kickoff time of 6 o'clock. Tailgating will be at the track across from the football field. Come on out and join us for all the tailgating activities, and let's have a big crowd as we get set for tomorrow night. The Golden Hawks coming in here, a very solid football team, bringing in the state's leading rusher in Malik Walker. Be a big challenge for the Jacket defense to slow this guy down, and of course the Yellow Jackets on their own one of the top rushing teams in the state as well. So it should be a good old-fashioned ground-based game tomorrow night. Make your plans to come out. We need a huge crowd. We need our biggest crowd of the year to support the Yellow Jackets in their first home playoff game since 1997. That's going to do it here tonight on the Jacket Nation Warm-Up Show for Mr. Richard Riles here in the high school studio and Ronnie Williams back in the WHJD studios. This is Jim Sewell. Good night, everybody.